Today on the show, we're going to be looking at insane scientific theories. You know, when you see people with these most insane theories, and you're like, oh, that guy's insane, and shouldn't be listening to him. Like, you know, you got conspiracy theories, and you got like all these explanations of stuff and everything like that. But we really don't say that to scientists who are accredited to some of these theories that are like really mind-boggling. Some of these seem magical. Some of these theories, like, you know, you got some theories that are like the plate tectonic series or theories, where, you know, it's that all the continents are sitting on a certain plate tectonic, and, you know, when plate tectonics shift, you get earthquakes, and when they push up against each other, you got mountains. And, you know, there's other theories like the theory of evolution, where it pretty much says that, that all life comes from a single-celled organism, and that we developed and evolved and all this stuff. You know, we're not really Pokemon, but, you know, apparently life in those theories, in that theory, is created from being pushed together under a lot of heat and a lot of pressure, which makes diamonds, but apparently makes, living organisms. Now, these are just theories. These have never been proven. These are not, facts or anything, but they'll teach stuff like this in universities and schools as if they are facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is that nobody's going to question them because it's said by scientists, so like, why wouldn't it be true?
You know, if I came into a, party and was like, hey guys, I just came up with these, theories and everything, and I explained the theory, and the people are looking at me like, oh, well, that's a very ridiculous theory and everything, but then I'll be like, they were not created by me, they were created by a scientist, and you guys just called that scientist, crazy. But, I don't have a PhD in, physics, which a lot of this is and all that, but right on, let's continue with this. Alright, so the first one is the Epp I Rhotic Universe. The Epp I Rhotic scenario provides an alternative to the widely accepted Big Bang theory, which I just talked about. It suggests that unlike the Big Bang that began from singularity, our universe is one of the pair of universes that collided. The effect of the collision resets the universe from there. It expands for billions of light years, the way we imagine the Big Bang occurring, until it contracts back to the Big Crunch. Think about an elastic, you guys, okay? You stretch it out, it snaps back to the original position, right?
So they're saying pretty much like it's kind of like a giant elastic band.
It like shoots out, but then it contracts into a big crunch, and it pretty much restarts the universe. But
so there could have been a universe before us.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to be explaining some of this more in a bit, but the speed and the energy that reduction creates another massive collision and the universe is reborn. And the cycle continues for infinity. Now the crazy part is, this theory states that another universe out there that's not too strange, considering we have accepted the possibility of a parallel universe, which is another topic we'll be talking about in a couple seconds. But if the Epp I Rhotic scenario is correct, our twin universe is right next to us in another dimension, separated by a distance less than a diameter of an atom. That's close even for siblings. But the thing is, you guys, like, I'm in a universe. I'm in another universe. Parallelism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's separated by one atom.
See, I'm never very good at comprehending scientific talk, but...
Okay, well, let's go on to this other one and think about... You've heard about what black holes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The theory is...
suck everything up in their path.
Well, it doesn't really suck everything up in its path. The theory is that the black holes, which has never been proven, but when you look at something black, it's a black hole. I mean, like out in space, though. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't suck everything. It sucks the light of everything.
Well, it did say like that they would see them moving though, and that's the reason why it was like.
You can't see them though.
I know. Well, they would say that there would be like a black spot that you could see, but it would kind of like move around. I saw it on a show one time. That's the only thing I remember to why they have the theory that there is a black hole.
Okay, well, I'm going to be talking about right now white holes, which are the exact opposite of a black hole.
So there's this. Okay.
It is new. It's a totally hypothetical situation. It's not even a clear understanding of what a white hole could be. Generally, white holes are thought to spit out matter, much like it's like, okay, if you look at a black hole and you see that vortex, coming in, and that's like, where it condenses everything. Well, white hole's on the other side that goes like that, right? So it sucks it in,
like the
it
opposite
spits it out.
side of it.
Yes. Right?
So what? So
well, the thing is,
a black hole is also a white hole. Like that's.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. A black hole sucks everything in while white hole spits it out.
Oh, I thought that you meant like they were back to back and it would like suck it in and then out the other end like a huge fart or something.
No, it's like, it spits out matter, much like black holes eat matter. For this to happen, the matter that passes through the black hole would have to be protected during the voyage, avoiding the process of merging into singularity. No white holes have ever been detected up to this point, and no black holes have been seen without an event horizon, the guarding force around a black hole that prevents us from seeing them. That may show us just how matter passes through. Okay, well, my theory is, this is my theory. I've come up with this theory, and you can pull it off as ridiculous, because I'm not a scientist. But if one day a scientist watches this video and takes my theories and publishes a paper on it. Now, this is my theory. What if, the black hole sucks everything up, right? Even our Earth, sucks us all up, and we get condensed and everything, and then the white hole spits us out, creating a brand new Big Bang. Starting time over again.
Yes, it's interesting, but they clearly said that they've never even seen it yet. They're coming up with this theory.
Oh, of course. They've never seen the theory of evolution, they've never seen evolution itself, but they've seen the theory of evolution. They've never seen plate tectonics that are so deep in the earth but it's being taught in schools. But here's another really one that's really weird. It's called dark energy, but it's not about the dark energy. Everybody believes that dark energy is real, but this is about what happens when you view dark energy.
You just sounded like you mocked everyone out there who believes in dark energy.
I did not. Don't get offended, okay?
Oh, dark energy people.
Okay, according to Professor Lawrence Cross, every time we look at dark energy, we're killing the universe. And now dark energy, as you may recall, make up 70% of the universe. That's the space in between the stars and everything, right? It answers for all the invisible particularities we see in deep space. It's also one of the most perplexing concepts that become more accepted nowadays. He suggests that the Big Bang was initiated when strange high energy with a repellent gravity decayed into zero energy. Right, pretty much. It went from false vacuum to an ordinary vacuum, causing the universe to happen, which I just kind of explained in a white hole theory of mine. So if any scientist watches, I'm watching you guys. It states that if an unstable object is observed regularly, it will never decay. This is called the Zeno Effect, right? Which I have an opinion about this, okay? If you look at something, it will never decay, right? That's just called being bored and walking off before it starts decaying. Okay, that's just my thought.
It's like saying, if I look at you,
I will never die.
You're perfectly fine. But if I look away from you for 1 second, you could decay a little bit.
Yeah, we all are decaying. Well,
Yeah, but it kind of almost sounds like disintegrating.
Yeah, and that's what he is saying. That we are, well, not us decaying. That whenever you stare at something, it stops decaying, which makes no sense in a logical sense.
No, that doesn't
To
make
me,
sense
to me, you know,
neither
or
to me.
her.
Like, we're not gonna judge anybody though who like says, you know what, I believe in this theory, if you want, but just to us, this doesn't logically seem plausible.
But this, though, is not the theory, though. Cross argues, then, that under the same principle, if dark energy is continuously observed, we are keeping it unstable and reducing the universe's lifespan by forcing it back to that state when it was a false vacuum. And scientists are always watching this dark energy, which means apparently it's not decaying. But hey, if you can't sit there and watch a grass grow. It's just like saying, if you stare at something alive, it will never grow. But if you stare at, if you have a kid, right? And after 6 months after it's born, you look away for 1 second. Oh my God, this thing is like a 6-month-old baby now. Well, in reality, you're just getting used to everything, every second of watching it, that eventually you start realizing, hey, he's not growing old. But then all of a sudden, one day, he's grown up and all this and that. So it's like...
Anybody with kids can relate to that, too.
Which is
really... we have a kid, and... like, you have to look at pictures of him from when, like, after seeing him every day, you have to look at pictures of him from, like, when he was a newborn, and it's like, I guess he has changed a lot.
Okay. This next one, it's called the Many Worlds Interpretation. Now, I've not, like, studied into this, but I've come across it in, the book that she got me for Christmas was Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia.
Because I'm an awesome wife.
And I'm an awesome
That's why.
Zelda fan. And in the book, there's a timeline from each video game and where it goes, right? But then after if you ever played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, you know that you travel between time, and in that instance, it creates a split time theory, right? And this is what this is kind of saying, but more bigger, because...
Why is the picture a bunch of marbles?
It's just a bunch of marbles.
I love it. It's pretty.
Okay, whatever. Don't focus on that. On the subject of an omniverse, the Many Worlds interpretation takes a different approach to explain multiple universes. While I can tell you that this concept of quantum mechanics argues the objective reality of space but denies the reality of wave function collapse, or rather condensing of a physical possibility into one single occurrence. When you woke up this morning, did you brush your teeth?
Yes.
Another you may be living in a different universe where you didn't, while you live in the universe where you did. I'm giving you the present, but the benefit of the doubt. After that, did you floss? Again,
Yes.
A separate universe exists depending on the outcome of your choice. Each decision then is played out in full until you come across another decision and another universe branches out from there. Okay, so this is pretty much saying every decision you make, and this creates millions upon millions upon millions of different universes in a day, but it makes you pretty much think of yourself as the center of the universe. When you think about this theory, and you're not a scientist, it makes you think that there's you're the center of the universe and you control everything. But the thing is, you wake up in the morning, you wake up at 9. Well, there's another universe that says you wake up at 10. Another universe that says you wake up at 11. Another universe that says you wake up at 12. And it splits. 8. Whatever.
About the earlier time. You're just going ahead.
Whatever. It's my universes. I can control them. But you think about it this way. There was an assassination attempt in World War II on Winston Churchill. Now, that never came to be, but what if there was a universe splits at that moment where the assassination attempt happened, and then in that universe the Nazis have England, have America, have all this different stuff, right? Because there's two universes, but each of those universes, it creates millions upon millions of universes, because this new universe, right, is going to be, as soon as you make a decision, it splits into two, where you did it and you didn't do it. And that universe, it continues until it comes to a decision where it splits. But hey, my thinking is, why would it split? We are living in the now, right now, and we're, making these decisions. Why would a universe split? What evidence do they have for this? You know what I mean? Have they somehow, like, this goes to explaining, like, there's some theories out there that come from this explaining, like, where Bigfoot came from, right? He's from a parallel dimension, right? Or
he's
aliens.
Yeah, exactly. He was dropped from a UFO or something.
Yeah, the alien suit theory. I love that one.
Because every time there's been a UFO sighting, Bigfoot has shown up and eaten them.
But hey, it like, keeping an open mind here, that could be what ghosts come from, you know what I mean? Like, a ghost could be somehow in our universe, but it's not really our universe. We're just somehow looking into another universe where in one instance that ghost died, but another instance that ghost did not die. And that's when we're viewing the one where it didn't die. Well, not the ghost that died, the person that the ghost is representing. You know what I mean? Because
what if the ghost that you saw was you?
That would be weird. Like, I'd be like, in what universe did I die?
But what if you didn't die? What if that person figured out how to travel into your universe, but there was a thing in their universe where if they did that, they were actually kind of transparent because there was kind of like a hiccup with the experiment. So you're actually looking at you.
You know, that little idea, that little theory that you have right there can be explained by my next topic.
Oh,
time travel.
Already... Oh.
Okay. So
1 minute. That's never happened on the show before.
Okay. How can I explain this? Okay, I'm going to explain with a little scenario that what would make time travel either impossible or impractical. So you go back in time and kill your father. Theoretically, you can't kill him because then you wouldn't be born to kill him. You do so anyway, and it turns out he isn't your real father, and you actually killed your stepfather. Your real father goes untouched, and thus the past and present line up perfectly. Well, not yet. When you left the present, you go into the past. There's an issue about your body. Do you become a duplicate so you exist in your own present time and the past, or are you displaced from time itself and inserted into another? Might be a parallel theory, or the parallel theory where you go into a different dimension, right? Which is some scientists are actually looking into that theory right there in order to make time travel. And it was actually brought up in the book and the movie Timeline, right? Where I don't know, but I just mentioned Timeline. That's a copyright issue, but who cares? But if we get in trouble, we can edit it out. But Timeline is, they don't go back in time. They go back to a different dimension where the Middle Ages didn't stop happening. Right? And that's kind of like, what they're saying right here, right?
So,
with the split timeline theory. Well, not split timeline. Well, yeah, the split timeline theory, but also the split or the parallel universe theory.
Is it just me, or would it suck to have it as the Middle Ages all the time? Okay,
I would love that. I love the Middle Ages.
Question. But I'm sorry, but you've explained so many gross facts to me about the Middle Ages that I'm really
like how they used to, if you had a sore throat, they would tie worms around your neck, and when they died, the sore throat would leave you.
The poop stories are really what's in my mind.
Yeah, man. All right,
we'll not go into that right now. Maybe another day when Travis decides to do 10 interesting facts about health concerns in the Middle Ages, then you guys will know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, what if you go back in time and kiss your high school crush, making him or her fall in love with you? That should alter the future where you lived by yourself that led you to go to the past in the first place. So you went to go in the past in order to change the fact that you every decision we make in our life is somehow contributed to something that, you know, has happened in the past. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're hungry at lunch because you didn't eat breakfast in the morning. You know what I mean?
That doesn't really affect me. I think I'm gonna be hungry at lunch whether I eat breakfast.
You're thinking about this like as your physical hunger. I'm thinking about this as a like choices that you have is from choices in the past that you made. Like if you ever sat there and was thinking for some reason, and then all of a sudden you're at this one thought, you traced yourself back to your thoughts back to where you had started, what you first started thinking of. That's what I'm talking about.
I've tried doing that before.
I've done that a few times, and I get like, how did I go from thinking about, you know, an apple to thinking about how, you know, there's a tree outside.
Well, that's pretty easy. An apple comes off of a tree.
No, I'm thinking like I'm just using it as a very, you know, easy example. But let's move along for time here.
How do you go about thinking for brushing your teeth to the biggest betrayal in your life?
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good one.
Okay, so that kisses and its alteration of history keeps you from going to the past at all. If that in that different chain of events you still go to the past to make it in time for that kiss, you'll be trapped in a cycle. And consider that all these questions are only applicable if time is cyclical.
I would never go back in time to kiss my high school crush.
This is using an example, okay? This is not using a personal story, okay? If time is linear, your past, present, and future are constantly happening somewhere, right? You know, let's talk about time is linear. We always perceive time as linear. You always go forward. You can't go, you know, backwards. You can't go whatever, you know. Think of a straight line. This is time right here, right? Well, some scientists believe that time goes like this, you know.
Okay, you're about to like...
And a universe where, you know, you see other people's where two timelines coincide with each other, you know what I mean? Like, you're going up here and there's another timeline and all of a sudden, boom. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. But...
I wish I could grab a pillow right now and just smack you for that. It would be hilarious.
That's nice. Okay, so, if time was linear and you were making time travel possible, there would be nothing to travel back to. Like, I mean, like, let's say you travel into the future, or travel into the past, there would be no future after that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I guess you'd be trapped there to have to relive everything.
Like, it would be like, let's say I travel back in time.
I would hate that because you would have completely screwed up all the good stuff that happened to you.
Just listen, okay? Let's say you travel back in time 3 days, right? You can't, you've only traveled back, you can't travel forward, right? You travel back 3 days, you relive those 3 days, boom, as soon as those 3 days, or as soon as the exact second, millisecond, nanosecond you stepped into that time machine and went back in time, there's nothing beyond that. Everything happens. It's like the 3-day theory in Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. But you can't live past that. The 3 days. You know. If time was clear, like, this suggests that everything is preordained and you have no free will. Which means, like, you can't, like, if you were to travel back, let's say you travel back to before you were born. You're going to be you're going to be a sperm.
Ew!
Right? You're not going to be in existence. So that's a big problem. Now, that would be bad. Like, if you're, like, going back in time and you traveled a day before a day before you were born, you're in the womb. Day before you were conceived, you're in a man's dingleberries, let's say. You know what I mean? So that's what that is talking about.
No.
And what you think of as free will would already be recorded, and whatever action you believe is different than the original action is actually the decision you are going to make anyway.
Our son is never allowed to see this
But yeah, that was 5 of the most ridiculous theories I've ever had. And that was my interpretation of them. Some of them, like, I got some of this information off of a quick, list. You can check out the list in the details below. And I learned some stuff from this thing. I've put out my theories of this interpretation, and some of these theories, like, next time someone tells you that you're crazy, just tell them that, a scientist is crazy for believing in whatever, come up. I challenge you to go out, take one of these theories, and explain it to someone and saying that it's your own theory and see what they say. Yeah. And then once they say what they say, I want you to tell them that it's a scientist that said it. Like,
right.
You're just
I never
fooling
said
around.
it. A scientist.
Yeah, I never said it.
We're totally encouraging people to lie up until like the last second.
I want to hear comments about this and see what people say. Okay, because it was really, some of these things are really ridiculous. Some of these are really intense. Like, some of these are not being taught in high school, but the Big Bang is being taught in high school. Mm-hmm. There's no whatever. Like, we have radio waves that we can hear the echo of the Big Bang. But one day maybe the Big Bang, like, we won't even know what happened. Like,
I think it would happen so fast that we wouldn't even have time to calculate.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very interesting to see what will happen. But these are interesting, little things. But the thing is, like, if somebody like me, like, I know I'm not a scientist. Maybe I don't understand the whole mechanics about it. And if maybe a scientist came here and explained for like 5 days of the split theory.
Though if you do ask him, he's a doctor.
I am a doctor.
He's not a doctor.
I don't have a PhD, but I am a doctor. I have never been wrong about anything. She's always gone to
not true.
Gone to doctors.
No,
I don't want to hear. No.
There was one time he did not believe me. He had bronchitis.
I didn't have bronchitis.
He had bronchitis.
I went to the doctor.
Told you that you had bronchitis.
Wait. The only reason I went to the doctor was to get a sick note for work.
Actually, that's not true. I had to drag him to the doctor that day.
Yeah, I think it was just cold.
No.
Alright, so like, comment, comment below your little stories about these theories that you throw out there, and subscribe, and
we hope that you enjoy.
Yeah, and I know this was a long video, but
it was quite a long one. Just think of it as your half-hour episode on TV.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Alright.
Okay, well, bye!
Bye.